execution.
No, ain't no party like a Diddy party, so.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah.
I just heard this video from Sports and Fitness Rants. Shout out to Sports and Fitness Rants. And the video came out 2 days ago. So I sit here and look for something. The video came out 2 days ago, right? And I think it was talking about hold on right quick. The Legend of Winning. Yeah, if you guys know who that is. Yeah. And basically went in on how some of these guys, mainly him, but some of these guys are, Gilbert Arenas apologists, LeBron apologists. And I'd like to expand further on that, because one of the things when it comes to talking basketball on YouTube, right? In order to not necessarily be successful, but to have an outreach on here, not to say people who don't like LeBron don't have an outreach, but in order to have a successful outreach and have all this other crap going on, shucking and jiving with people like Gilbert Arenas, you gotta tell lies. You gotta tell lies, do jigs, just to get to, I don't know how many subscribers Legend of Winning has, but to get to a lot of subscribers, right? It's one of the things that I have a problem with some YouTubers. A lot of YouTubers these days, not even just in the basketball realm over here, a lot of them don't have any integrity at all. They don't. And I see it a lot. Like some people, when they first started off, I used to listen to them, right? And then probably a year after them being on YouTube or getting a big time following, they just, to me at least, fall off a cliff. And they just become subservient to their fan base, because if they change up from their fan base, they fear that subscriber count will just dwindle down. When we seen this, I saw this with Amazing Lucas. Oh my goodness gracious! If anybody know who that is, if you already know who that is, you know what I'm talking about. He's a shell of himself right now, soul to soul. But a lot of these guys be selling their souls for jigs so they can get in with the in crowd. We see it in Hollywood and in the music industry. But on YouTube, I seen a lot. Like even when I first started YouTube on my other channel that I don't use no more, I seen it with them, because you gotta follow certain, once you get into that, right, you gotta follow certain guidelines and jigs, right? And I said, hell no, I ain't doing all this crap. That's why I don't like joining groups. I stay away from groups on YouTube. I know a lot of people who join groups and it failed. I know it's great to have some type of connections and all that. It's just fine when it comes to businesses and all that stuff, or what you want to do. But at the same time, when people do that, they lose their soul and lose what their mission was on YouTube in the first place, right? And I see a lot of these basketball YouTubers on here that are not, what the LeBron stands called anti-LeBron. They just, oh man, I don't know how they can do all that get on their knees like that. I feel like when you get on your knees like that, you're not no man no more. You're subservient to whatever you're getting on your knees for. And I see it a lot. Like I said, I see it a lot of YouTubers on there. I see it a lot in the political realm too. There's no different That's not what I want to say. There's no, I can think, like, they don't have their own thoughts. Let's just say that. I was going to say something else, but they don't have their own thoughts. They don't know how to, they don't know how to have their own thoughts. This whatever goes with the in crowd, they do it. See, over here, I can say anything I want on here. And when I first started, I said, I'm not placating. I ain't one-sidedness to anybody. I go on all these NBA players currently playing. Giannis too. I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with that at all. Some people can't do that on YouTube. So if they are a LeBron fan, it's just serene to LeBron and the stands. I know one thing, if you get out of line with that, boom, you're done. And I see a lot of these YouTubers like Legendary Winning, they also, I would like to add to this, they also don't know basketball like that. Because I think the title of that video for Sports and Fitness Rants, it says Legendary Winning is a basketball savant, which is further from the truth. Because I've seen some of his videos, and a lot of these dudes, man, they never watched basketball in the 90s. They probably barely watched basketball in the 2000s. Probably started watching basketball in the 2010s. They're a fan of this era. They don't know anything about basketball, like I said, beyond the 90s, probably past the 2000s. So 90s, 80s, 70s, 60s, 50s, they have no knowledge of that. They speak little on the players of the past, which angers me, because if it wasn't for the players of the past, it would be no NBA today. So they forget that aspect about the NBA. And I'm sitting here looking at their subscriber base, like, and its subscriber count, like, wow. I guess you got to be stupid and lie in order to get that type of subscriber count. But like I said, if I was like them, what kind of a YouTuber, what kind of integrity would I have? That's what I'm fine with my subscribers. That's when people say, "Oh, you subscriber base." I'm like, I don't give a damn about my subscriber base. When I set off to do this channel, it's one of the reasons why I waited so long to do this channel. First, I thought the basketball talk on YouTube was oversaturated anyway. But I guess there was still some room for others to come in. But at the same time, I don't want to sit here and lie and kiss ass the whole time. Because what would be the point? What would be the point? And what I'm really most ashamed of, forget some of these these other YouTubers on here, like Legend Winning and what's it called? I forgot the name of the show Ticket used to be on, arguing with these idiots. I forgot the name of the show, but a lot of these people don't have any basketball historical knowledge. They just sprout whatever comes at the mouth. And at the top of that pyramid scheme is basically Gilbert Arenas. And I'm really ashamed of Gilbert Arenas. Really is. More ashamed of what he's doing now than what he did to get himself basically kicked out of the league. I was very disappointed when he did when he got himself kicked out of the league. I used to like this guy back in the 20 years ago. But he slowly became an idiot over the last couple years of his career. And now he's a big time idiot. I'm sure, yay, he puts people like Legendary Winning and other YouTubers who wouldn't have a big following on. I realized that he has made appearances on, the streams with Sports and Fitness Rants and Angry Old Hoops. I get it. And Scap Attacks, another one was soul to soul, but I get it. Yeah, he's not afraid to hang out with the common people. He's not. But at the same time, he's lying to these kids. He's not telling the truth. He's not telling the truth at all. And the stuff they do, lying about Kobe Bryant and all this stuff, is like, how can you sit there and lie about that when you played against the guy? You was in the same era as the guy. So, anyways, yeah, I don't respect any of these basketball channels out here that continue to kiss ass of the modern NBA and people like LeBron. Some people don't understand why I am deciding to cut back on YouTube and even leave YouTube, because I don't like it no more. It ain't right. I ain't trying to sell my soul or speak something that I don't believe in order to get subscribers and views. No, I won't. I ain't gonna do it no more. And I never did it in the first place. And I know people talk about, oh, you gotta talk about LeBron. Well, LeBron stopped opening his mouth and just shut up and go somewhere, we wouldn't be talking about him. Now would we? And I'm getting tired of talking about this idiot anyways. It's part of the reason why I ain't quitting. And like I said, I want to do other things other than talk about basketball. Basketball is such minuscule when it comes to things, you know. As much as I love the sport, much as I don't want to talk about the sport all the time. And it's sad that you got other people on here like Leisure Winning probably never picked up a basketball a day in their life. It's crazy. But anyways, shout out to Sports and Fitness Rants for making that video. I'm glad he made that video.